How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Alter Lloyd Irving figure. So you have a really nice window display to see the whole figure and all that he comes with. And then the packaging has this really nice mana tree for its color scheme. And overall the box just feels really premium, like it's a very nice soft and textured feel to it. And then moving to the top, there's 4 windows to see slightly into the figure. And then on the one side you have a nice picture of the figure. Same on the other side, but you can see his back, and then you can also see the window and some legal stuff for the bottom. And then on the back you have some detailed information on Lloyd, but it's unfortunately in Japanese, so I can't really read it. But you do have a nice window to see the back of the figure. And then to open the figure, you just lift open the top flap. And then to open the figure, you just lift open the front cover. And there's the figure all together with its accessories. So first you do get some instructions showing how to put the figure together, very self-explanatory. So here's the actual figure itself, and I think this is just overall a really excellent looking figure. Like Alter is known for their really nice sculpts and high quality figures, and I feel that Lloyd is no exception. The likeness to the character is really nice, really accurate. And then all the details on his whole body is just really nicely sculpted. So again, looking at his face, like I already said, the likeness is really true and accurate to the character, pretty much from all angles. And then his eyes are really nice and striking, really nicely detailed. And then his expression is also very true to his character. And then the sculpt of his hair is really nice and spiky, and has a lot of flowing wind kind of motion, makes it look very nice and striking. And then it's painted in a brown, but has like shading and tints of highlights to really bring out the details in the sculpt. Looks really phenomenal overall. Moving down to his torso, the shirt itself has a lot of nice folds and creases to really bring out the details, and there's like some dark shading as well to bring out the folds and texture. And then all the white buttons are nicely painted on as well. Can't really see any flaws. And then moving down to his gloves, they were more of a glossy finish than the rest of his body, so they do stand out in that regard. And then a nice silver is a nice metallic as well, again painted very nice and clean. And then the X-Fit on his hand is also really nicely sculpted, has a nice gold metallic paint, and then the X-Fit itself is actually a translucent blue, so it's very eye-catching. And then his suspenders themselves is actually a separate piece, so it's actually like real suspenders that wraps around his body. So there's nice attention to detail there. Then down to his belts, again nicely sculpted, and the flaps here are softer material, so you don't have to worry about them breaking. Then down to his trousers, again lots of nice folds and creases, makes it look really realistic. And then down to his boots, again they're a nice glossy red finish with a nice metallic silver for the belts. And then there's even some nice shading as well to bring out the details. And then for his kind of scarf, again they're very simple white, but they look really nice overall. And there is a little bit of shading at the ends to really bring out some definition. And as you probably have already guessed, but the scarves are probably the most delicate piece of the whole figure, since they're so thin and they have such a dynamic flowing sculpt to them, they are quite fragile. They are a softer material, so they shouldn't really break too easily. But of course, you just have to be careful with them, especially with how thin they are. So that's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So it comes with his iconic 2 swords, and these are really nicely sculpted. The handle is a nice matte finish with some shading to bring out the sculpt and details, and it's finished off with a nice metallic silver and also the gold. And then the blade itself, nice metallic silver, looks really nice overall. And because they are thin, they are quite fragile, so you have to be careful with those. And then the handle itself can be separated so that you can slide it into the figure's hands. And then he also comes with the 2 scabbards for the swords. Again, there's some shading and detail, so really makes them defined and nicely detailed. And what's cool is that the swords themselves can actually be inserted as well. So that's a nice feature. Not really something that you can really use to pose with the figure, but it's nice nonetheless. And then to attach the scabbards, there's a peg on each one, and then there's holes on the figure's waist. So you just attach those on like so. And then to attach the swords, you just split apart the handle, and then you just carefully slot it into the hands. And just reattach the handle. And then finally he comes with his base. And rather than just a simple transparent base, it's actually on a rock textured. So there's a lot of detail here. So each individually rock is sculpted, and there's a lot of shadings of browns and lighter browns to really bring out the detail and definition. And unfortunately for mine, I did accidentally break one of the pegs which attaches to the figure, but it still doesn't really affect it too much since there's still 2 other pegs. And then to attach the figure, you just line it up with the pegs and then just carefully push down. And then there's the whole figure all together assembled. So my final thoughts are, if you're a huge fan of this character or the game itself, then I highly recommend this figure. I personally am a huge fan of the game and this character, so this figure just means a lot more to me. And I feel that Alter did a really excellent job of sculpting this figure. Really good likeness, really nice sculpt, lots of paintwork and nice definition in the shading, and it's just overall a really excellent piece. And as of this video going up, he is quite an older figure, so you might have a bit of a hard time tracking this one down, and the price of him has been slowly going up over the years, so if you do plan on getting this figure, be prepared to maybe pay a bit high price, but again, as already said, if you're a fan of this character, then I'm sure you won't be disappointed with the purchase. That's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.